Is your savings account making you poor? This was the title of one of my videos that I posted recently, which you can watch here, where I talk basically about traditional savings accounts with commercial banks and why they are making you poor. If you want to know why, you can check my video. But you know, the how to say, like the main point is that when you put your money in a savings account, you are barely beating inflation. So you are not actually making any money. In fact, you are not even preserving your own wealth. You are losing money in a savings account. And I make the point, I make the arguments that Bitcoin is the ultimate saving account in the world. And then I got this comment from this guy. He says, this isn't just an ignorant advice, it's openly malicious and harmful. To which I responded, because, question mark. And he answers, Bitcoin is a speculative asset. You are undermining the credibility of financial institutions that are regulated and insured only to inflate the value of crypto for your own profit without any doubts. I'm not here to argue with you. I'm just hoping whoever reads this doesn't get swayed so easily and is reminded that value of investments can go up as much as they can go down, especially when it comes to such volatile assets. Now, this guy thinks he is a smart ass. He thinks he actually made an argument. Now, of course, he says, I'm not here to argue with you. Of course, you are not here to argue with me because you can't argue with me. Judging from your comments, you barely know what you wrote. You barely understand what you are writing. People who keep saying, Bitcoin is a speculative asset, I'm pretty fucking sure they can't define what a speculative asset is. Or they know what a speculative asset is and they don't understand Bitcoin, which is why they call it a speculative asset. They haven't dedicated at least 1 hour to understand Bitcoin. And they throw this speculative assets bullshit whenever someone tells them that Bitcoin is the ultimate sort of value. And so let's dissect this bullshit. Of course, I am not arguing with you, Mr. Whatever the fuck your name, Pistawiak 1988. I'm not going to argue with you. I'm talking to my audience. But of course, I'm responding to your bullshit. But then my audience will, of course, benefit from debunking your nonsense. So you say this Bitcoin is a speculative asset. Well, what is a speculative asset? It's an asset that doesn't produce cash flow. So it has no yield, it has no use value, and it's traded purely based on hype. That's a speculative asset. So what can be speculative assets? It can be meme coins, shit coins, what else? So let's just say meme coins, shit coins, a lot of other stuff, a lot of other, some art pieces, maybe, trading cards. These are speculative assets, all right, because they are based on hype. They have no use value, they don't produce any cash, and yeah, so that's a speculative asset. What is not a speculative asset is anything that produces cash flow, and has use value, and is not traded solely because of hype. So the ultimate asset in traditional finance is gold. Every central bank has gold, and gold is the largest asset by market cap for now. Bitcoin is going to take over gold, but for now, gold is the largest asset. Now, does gold has any yield? Does it produce any cash flow? Of course not. Does gold has any use value? Yes, it has use value. They can use it for jewelry and what else? And electronics. Does gold fluctuate? Is it volatile? Sure, the volatility of Bitcoin is much more higher than that of gold, but it still fluctuates. It's still a little volatile, depending on what's going on in the world. So if you say that Bitcoin is a speculative asset, you must also say that gold is a speculative asset, because Bitcoin is just digital gold and it's better than traditional gold. Bitcoin also doesn't have any yield. It doesn't produce cash flow, but it has a use case. It's the ultimate store of value. It's borderless payments. It's censorship-resistant money. These are the use cases of Bitcoin. So you can't say it has no use, and you can't say it's traded purely for hype and sentiment. It's not a shitcoin. That's the difference between Bitcoin and shitcoins. And anyone who says that Bitcoin is a speculative asset, I bet money, I will bet my money that they don't understand Bitcoin. They have no idea what is Bitcoin. And they conflate it with crypto, which is exactly what this guy did. He says here, you are undermining the credibility of financial institutions that are regulated and insured only to inflate the value of crypto. So he's not even talking about Bitcoin. I made a distinction in one of my videos between crypto and Bitcoin. They are two different things. Okay, Bitcoin is a commodity. There is no company behind Bitcoin. There is no CEO behind Bitcoin. There is no team behind Bitcoin. Bitcoin is sound money. That's what it is. It's not crypto. Okay, and you shouldn't conflate the two. To inflate the value of crypto for your own profit without any doubt. Now, I am not against making a profit, okay? I believe in making profits. I believe in business. I believe in selling things, and, turning a profit is not evil, okay? So don't try to guilt me or try to show that I'm not good because I'm trying to make a profit. Except that, yes, I'm trying to make a profit, except that I am not selling Bitcoin. Go check my YouTube channel. In fact, I'm not selling anything at this point. The only thing I'm selling is Bitcoin as the message, as the ideology, as the technology, as the superior money. That's the only thing I'm selling. And I'm not making any money from it. I'm not making any money from YouTube at the time anyway. So, no, I am not making a profit from any of this for now. Now, I'm not saying I don't want to make a profit. I'm just saying I'm not making any profit right now. And then he says, you are undermining the credibility of financial institutions that are regulated and insured. Dude, where do you live? I mean, in just recent history, we've had some of the worst economic crashes and depressions and crises in history, like the 2008, the post-corona, COVID, money printing with the trillions of dollars that's caused one of the worst inflations in history that affected not just America, but the entire world. These are the financial institutions. Are these the financial institutions you trust? Do you think these are the credible financial institutions? Do you know that the money supply, the dollar, increases by 7% a year? Do you know that you are losing the value of your money in a good year by 7%? Do you think that's credible? Do you think that's good? Do you think that's worth your... Do you think it's fair or it's just to lose 7% of your money year after year by so-called credible financial institutions? Do you think it's fair and it's just that you need to ask for permission to send your own money or to use your money in whichever way you want? So, especially when it comes to such volatile assets. Yeah, sure, Bitcoin is volatile. That's good. It shakes weak hands. So when people sell, if you understand Bitcoin, you're going to go buy. And, Bitcoin is just like all money. It goes through phases. Now we are in the volatile phase. And it's actually good for people who did their homework. And they will buy Bitcoin. And, of course, they will be profitable in the future, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years from now. So yeah, Bitcoin is not a speculative asset. Bitcoin is digital gold. It's better than gold. Bitcoin, I'm not the one undermining the credibility of financial institutions. The financial institutions are undermining their own credibility. And I'm not trying to inflate the value of crypto. I'm trying to spread the message of Bitcoin. And Bitcoin is going to go up with or without me. Okay? So I'm just doing my parts. So yeah, that's all I have to say in this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think in the comments below. If you want to understand why traditional financial institutions are robbing you of your own money, watch my video on inflation. If you want to watch this video where I said that savings accounts are making you poor, you can also watch it here. You can watch my video, The Greatest Scam the World Has Ever Seen, to get a general idea of how the money, like the current financial system, came about and how Bitcoin emerged as the ultimate solution to all of this. And subscribe to my channel, send it to your friends, and let me guys know what you think in the comments below. And see you in the next one. Take care.